What is up, you beautiful people? This is Gary Horne, and this is the NWA, the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time. Of course, we're talking about the National Wrestling Alliance, and yes, it's my fault we're late, and yes, I played the wrong intro at the beginning there, and I think it's because I'm a little bit flustered. As you can see, Will's here, as normal. Hey, Will.
Yeah. What's up, everyone? Good evening.
But Doc is at the Georgia State Capitol fighting for Mongrovian rights, he says, and couldn't be here this evening. And so he said, but I've got a deal for you. And he was not lying. Danny Deals is here. Hey, Mr. Deals.
Hey, what's the gig? I know you guys are excited. I'll make the 8x10s out to both of you here and there.
This is exciting. So tonight's show, we're going to be running through with all of you guys. I want to say hello to everybody in the chat. I see a lot of you there. We see Pelago, John Gott, Marlon, Willie Bowen, Eric, the original Dizzy D's there. He's like, where's Doc? He's freaking out. He looks a little different.
He's being a politician.
John Rosado, Yogi, connecting people through wrestling. Gosh, it's so good to see all of you. Thank you, everybody who's in the chat. Anybody I just missed, thanks for being here. And we appreciate every single one of you, as always. And we got a good show today. Colby Carrino is going to be here a little bit later. We're going to get to talk to him. And look at this. Hey, from Sydney, Australia. Look at that. Love that. Thanks for being here. What time is it in Sydney?
Deals comes on the show, and it becomes international. That's what happens.
That's right. That's right.
Worldwide. Deals worldwide.
That's right. Although I am on a hemisphere tour, which I briefly paused.
Thanks for taking the time.
I had to get back to Nashville because Candy couldn't get here in time, and I had to make sure all the stuff. Look at this one. I had to make sure all the new stuff showed up. Right?
Oh.
See this one? Right? With the hood.
Very nice.
Yeah. Where's the front? Can you see
that? Is a cool new hood.
Yeah.
I can't
lie. I like it.
Yeah. I've got these. I've got, of course, the NWA USA shirt, which you had to get because the Deal Machine's been on that show, so everybody wanted one of those shirts. Got the new 605 logo. You see it with the TV. You know what I'm talking about? Will knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know.
I know. And there was another gray logo shirt. And there's more to come, but I had to make sure that those deals were on the website. They're on the website. So if they don't know, you got to go to the website, and the store located in the website, that's where they are. So I had to make sure they happen. So I had to pause the tour briefly for all the peeps out there. Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Will was ready with it. Look at that.
There they are.
Yeah.
Some
it's almost
beautiful
like you
new
guys did your homework.
NationalWrestlingAlliance.com/shop. It really is. I'm digging every single one of these, especially, that NWA USA shirt, and just judging by the reaction from social media, people online, that one's going to sell like hotcakes because, the color scheme, that logo, the show itself is amazing, which we're going to get into here in a minute. But, man, great new merch from the NWA. Go get it.
It's well said, Will. And worth mentioning too that hoodie is like the lighter hoodie, like it's
a t-shirt, more of it's softer. It's almost like a t-shirt with a zip and a hoodie, but it's a lot more comfortable, and so you can wear it for longer than you could a thicker hoodie.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. I've got the thicker one. I have one thinner one, but I'm going to be getting this next one for sure. And of course, the 605 logo shirt. That's pretty sick as well.
Oh, with the TV, old Valentine Duran designed that. See, when you're at the Deals, you got connections everywhere. So I got Valentine to design that one for me.
Perfect. Well, all right. Well, speaking of deals, we promised the former world champion Nick Aldis we'd run one for him. So real quick, if you haven't checked out Legacy Sup so far, here's one, and then let's talk about NWA USA.
You can accomplish anything.
All you have to do is put in the work.
I didn't even mean to stop it there. Well, anyway, sorry about that. I am failing miserably today on the show, but anyway,
Get you a deal on
everybody's-
a Red Bull or coffee or something like that.
it's a Monster. I have a Monster
Okay.
here. I just haven't opened it yet. I'm going to get on that right now.
Crack it open. There you go.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Chug it.
Well, code NWA gets you 10% off over at legacysups.com. Make sure you check that out. I don't know what Danny Deals is doing right now with this camera, but
I'm
He's
trying
showing us
to.
his glasses.
Yeah. I'm trying to. All right. I'll just try this. Okay.
oh,
hey.
look at that.
Ah.
Fancy.
Nice.
Whoa. Yeah.
For anybody wondering, it's 10:44 a.m. on a Tuesday in Australia. So thanks for that.
Wow.
And that's cool to know. So if you need your stock picks, that's your man, because he's already in the future and he can get them for you. So
Yeah. A little futuristic action going on right there. A little time machine.
there's lots to talk about. Obviously, we got Powerrr Trip coming up next week, and I'm excited. I'm going to see Danny Deals in person at Powerrr Trip, and Will in person. I don't really ever see him in person.
Candy will be there with
Yeah.
me too.
Candy will be there. That's going to be awesome. Lots of exciting stuff. We'll talk about Powerrr Trip a little bit more in a few, but I wanted to mention, just to go ahead and get some of this out of the way, NWA USA was a big deal this past Saturday. Since our guest this week is going to be Colby Carino, might as well talk about that a little bit. The junior heavyweight title tournament going on. We had two huge matches out of it this past week. You had Darius Lockhart taking on Arya Davari, and you had Austin Aries versus Luke Hawx. And both of those matches were fantastic. Darius taking the win against Arya and advancing to the finals, and Austin Aries also advancing to the finals. Will, I wanted to get your thoughts on that. How'd you feel about NWA USA this past week?
Well, I mean, NWA USA never disappoints. I think we're 5 episodes in now. Every one of them has been action-packed, and to add on to that, the stakes, which are this junior heavyweight tournament, it just feels like every match is a potential main event. I mean, either one of those matches could have main evented, and they were both hard-fought matches. I mean, there hasn't been any matches so far in this tournament, and I love a good tournament, but there hasn't been any matches so far in this tournament that was just a foregone conclusion. All of them, I was on the edge of my seat for every match, and that was the same exact story with these two matches. I mean, talking about Darius and Arya Davari, I mean, that match went back and forth. There was a lot of opportunities for both guys to put it away and advance in the tournament. And at the end, it was just Darius was at the right place at the right time and came out on top. So it's a big opportunity for Darius. I mean, this is the first time we've really seen him. He enters the NWA straight into this tournament, for potential NWA gold, and he's already advanced through the first 2 rounds. So that's a pretty big deal, I think, from where I'm sitting. And then, obviously Austin Aries and Luke Hawx. I mean, that was just a slugfest, man. Those guys are 2 incredible technical wrestlers, 2 tough guys, and it was the same story, man, back and forth. But Austin Aries, proved at the end that he's deserving to be in that final match, and that's what we got.
I won $20 on Darius.
Did
There you
you?
go.
Well, that's interesting, because I would like to bring this up in the chat. I'd love to know what you guys think as well. What was your favorite match this week? Was it the Hawks and Austin Aries match, or was it Darius versus Arya Davari? But while we're talking about it, Danny, your guy, I assume he's still I don't know. Your guy Sal has been a little off the rails later. Darius able to go over on that matchup with him in the last round of the tournament. And I wonder if are you having any words with Sal, or do you know what's happened? He's been hanging out with the Sinister Minister as well. So
Yeah, something's wrong with that boy. Yeah, he didn't answer his phone as much. He did the Temple of Doom gimmick and drank the blood. Now he's all like, and he's all crazy. And yeah, his texts all come in like backwards, and
yeah, so just
anyway, I got some t-shirts.
Yeah, all right. Well, it seems like a touchy subject. Well,
that boy.
Well, we were there for NWA USA, and we had a chance to catch up with Darius, and so we'll take a look at that right this second. I am here in the back with Darius Lockhart, who just had a big win over Arya Davari and advances to the finals of the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship Tournament.
That's right. We are one step closer. We are one step closer. We are making our way through the adversity we talked about before, right? I told everyone at Hard Times that we were going to get through this. We were going to get through this together. And we did that tonight against Arya Daivari. He's a hell of a competitor, but he cannot stop what's meant to be. He cannot stop Darius Lockhart from fixing the issue. He cannot stop me from going to the path that I set for myself. You can't stop the Honorable Brother. You can't stop the Intergalactic Soul. You damn sure cannot stop the revolutionary Darius Lockhart. I'll see every one of those three men in the finals.
Very interesting words from Darius Lockhart. No lack of confidence there on his part, it doesn't seem like. Well,
he should be confident. He should be confident. I told you I won some money on him. He's
yeah, that's what I was just saying. He's backed it up thus far. So I mean, we've got no reason to doubt it.
Yeah, I was looking on Twitter just now, and I don't have a screen grab I can just throw right up here. But another interesting part there is somebody pointed out that on NWA USA, they said their tweet says, this week's NWA USA was off the charts with Arya Daivari and D-Lock Pro for the title tournament, but the third commentator didn't know Darius's name. And then he said his boots looked like someone shined them with a Hershey bar. Really? That was a Raven they're referring to. If you like conflict, Darius Lockhart has responded to that. He retweeted that and said, yeah, that's Raven. He was big hating on your boy. It's just hard to keep those boots clean when I'm always taking them out of somebody's ass. I know it's been a while since he's been in a ring, so he may have forgotten how that is. But if he's down, I can remind him real quick.
Ooh, quote Darius Nevermore. Huh?
Yeah. Jeez.
Well,
all right. Well.
So yeah, no stopping Darius Lockhart. He's all over the place. And seemingly no stopping Austin Aries, who also advanced this week by defeating Luke Hawx in a big fight there. Luke Hawx is no slouch, and Austin Aries managing to, on his return tour here, get a big win. We caught up with him after the show as well. Standing in the back with Austin Aries. And Austin, big victory tonight over Luke Hawx, and you've advanced one step closer to the Junior Heavyweight Championship.
You're very perceptive. Thank you for stating the obvious. Yeah, it was a tough match. Luke Hawx, he's a hell of a competitor. He's a powerhouse. I don't even know how he qualifies as a junior heavyweight champion. But I was victorious. And that should erase any doubt in anybody's mind. Yeah, Austin Aries, he's been missing for a little bit. He's taken a little time off from the pro wrestling business. But I'm back. And if you thought I lost a step, you're wrong. Matter of fact, I'm 2 steps ahead, just like I always am. I've been collecting championships all over the globe for the last 20 years. But the one championship I haven't held, the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. You see, I grew up watching the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. And there's a lot of things in this business I've done. But the one thing I haven't done is compete here in the NWA. But see, the NWA, it's making a comeback, and I'm going to be a part of that comeback. I'm going to make it relevant again. I'm going to put it on the map. But to do that, I have to capture the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. So boys, whoever's in that final 4-way, the 3 of you, your days and your time is numbered, because Austin Aries will be the new NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. Is that good enough for you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Charming as always.
That's him.
Vintage Aries. I like that though. But he's kind of a firecracker. I mean, that's how he's, that's how he is. That's how he's gotten to where he's been. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Yeah.
No for an answer.
And he's got one good point that he mentioned that I don't think we've highlighted. Luke Hawx, I don't know if you guys have noticed in this season of Powerrr and NWA USA, but that dude has bulked up. And so I wasn't able to see if everybody weighed in to make weight for this junior heavyweight tournament, but he brings up a good point. Luke Hawx has added quite a bit of bulk, and I didn't know if that would be a factor going into this match. Obviously it wasn't. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely somebody to keep in the corner of your vision, even though he's out of this tournament, because I think he's jacked right now.
My brother works out a little bit.
Yeah, just a tad.
Throws around some heavy weight. I don't know. I guess like in the UFC and everywhere else, you got to weigh in on the day, but then what happens between then and the actual match, that's what makes the difference. I don't know, but I'll tell you this, Austin Aries was also intimidating. Speaking of intimidating, by the way, the other man we know that is in the finals was Homicide, who won that big 12-man gauntlet at Hard Times 2 to make it all the way just immediately to the finals. And so all of these men have to compete with him. And on NWA USA, Mae Valentine had a chance to catch up with him.
Please welcome back Homicide. Homicide, how would you rate the men still remaining in the NWA World's Junior Heavyweight Championship?
Oh, I tell you this, they're not notorious. They're not nowhere near the 187. I could bring my silver hardware, cause a fork. It could be anything. See, we got people in the past like Bruce Brody, Terry Funk, all these outlaws and wrestlers, but these guys are but just herbs and scum of the earth. But there's one guy that got my eyes on you, and that's you, Austin Aries. You got a big mouth, Holmes. We got a lot of history, man. I know you for a long time. You always yapping. But when I get you in that ring in the National Wrestling Alliance, I'm going to shut your mouth up because I don't like you, and I don't like none of your friends who's competing. So screw your friends, screw you, Austin, and Homicide's victorious. Brah!
Short and sweet. Homicide.
Man.
Not intimidated by Austin Aries or anyone for that matter. If you see him,
Well, have you ever
around
met
the
him?
locker room.
Yeah, no, he's not intimidated by anything. By the way, I believe I've just passed May for the lead in 8x10 sales. So, there's that.
I will take your word for that.
I've got the numbers right here. I'm just saying. That's all.
Okay. Well, maybe May does hers like through, her own channels and doesn't run through the store because she had talked about her concerns with you running the NWA shop. So that's all I'm saying.
Oh boy, there's no concerns. What are you talking about? I mean, it's going to be deal mania. By the way, remember, I also won that poll that I had better hair than Marty Bell. So I'm 2-0 right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of these things, but
you got to stay connected, bro.
Don't remember voting, but
oh man. So
one thing is for sure, and 3 of the 4 competitors that we know of that are in the finals of this junior heavyweight tournament are all very, very confident. That is one thing that we now know. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Yeah. So we got Homicide, Darius, Austin Aries. We just heard from all 3 of them. And so now we've only got that last 4th remaining spot to be determined. And then we'll have our finals.
Yep, there you go. And so a big match still yet to go in the semifinal round. Colby Carrino going to be taking on Gary Horne. One of those men is going to join the other 3 for the finals at the Crockett Cup to become the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion. And rather than show you some other pre-recorded interview like we have with the other guys, we've actually got one of the men right here with us. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Colby Carrino. Hello, sir.
Hello. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
Man, it's an honor to have you here. It's good to see you.
You in Castle Dracula there? Look at that. That's a great layout.
What are you trying to say about my house?
No, I'm just saying it. All right, it's cool. I ain't coming over with Peter Cushing and garlic or nothing. I just like the way it looks.
I think that's
how to lead into these conversations.
He's got PTSD from hanging out with Sal the last month or 2, so he's a little.
Fair enough.
He's a little wary.
I can feel that.
Yeah.
A lot of people might think actually what's going on with Sal here lately might have started initially when Colby dropped him on his head on the side of the ring apron there. So,
and
don't
assaulted
blame
me,
me.
which,
Come
by
on
the
now,
way,
you
I
can't
didn't
blame
press
me for
charges,
Sal.
even though I could have, but it's okay. I get it.
yeah, that was rough. I was there that day. That was a lot of people very concerned. Colby, you can be mean when you want to. You seem cool right now, and I appreciate that. But I guess you've got a big matchup coming up against Gary Horne, so we can start off there in the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship tournament. I will say this: like a lot of times when you see you walking around backstage, you're kind of quiet, you're to yourself, you don't make a lot of buddies with anybody, and you seem focused. And then when you get in the ring, there may not be a more vicious competitor than you in the National Wrestling Alliance. So what's your mindset like going into a tournament like this? And just when you step in the ring in general, I guess.
It's like you said, I ain't worried about making friends. I ain't there to be buddies with people. And I think that's what sets me apart. That's what, like, it gives me that killer edge, you know? Like it allows me to hit that 4th and 5th gear and seal the deals that other people can't.
So right now, you're going up against another. I guess Carrie's a 3rd generation star, and so you guys have like family legacy. Yeah, well, okay. So I guess that kind of answers the question I was going into. So none of that seems to affect your mentality or how you would approach the match or anything like that.
If anything, I feel like this is even more of a night off for me because, like, Carrie's had everything handed to him his whole life. Like, what has he had to work for in wrestling? Like, there's no challenge here for me. I am not worried about it. He's still got his dad with him.
Wow, night off, huh? Wow. That's how you got to think, though, fellas. So you don't understand. Danny Deals is a former junior heavyweight champion myself. I won a tournament in Papua New Guinea. You can look it up many years ago. So I understand this mentality that old Kobe Jack's got.
Yeah, Danny's spouting off a lot of facts that we're going to have to check out later.
We don't have Doc. We don't have Doc here tonight to fact check. So I don't know.
Was that on cagematch.com? Is that
it's on the internet.
Uploading?
Yeah.
That's it. So Kobe, let's say you defeat Carrie and you advance to the finals. We know who else is in the finals, and it's kind of interesting. You got on one hand a relative newcomer to the NWA and to the business in general. It feels like Darius Lockhart. Now he may have wrestled a long time, but I've only seen him this season on NWA USA, and then you have 2 legendary guys that you're definitely going to have to be facing off against with Austin Aries and Homicide. So when you're in a fatal 4-way like that, I mean, what's your mentality for something like that?
Man, I've known all these guys a super long time. Darius, he might be new to the NWA, but we were both from North Carolina. We came up together, and I've got to see his growth from young greenhorn into what he is today. And I got to say, like, I can't disrespect the man. He's got some skills, but it's not his time. Austin Aries, he literally taught me how to run the ropes, but everything else I learned how to be better than him about. And then, of course, Homicide, the man my dad's had 2 years of beef with, and we're no strangers in a ring to each other. I'm sure you could go out there and all the fans can find our matches together. And I don't know. I think my advantage here is I'm not going to let any of that get to me. I'm going to stay cool. I know what I need to do to get the job done. And I'm going to do just that.
Very interesting.
And of course, the fixers, I'll have the fixers there just to make sure no shenanigans happen.
Yeah, you got to make sure nobody interferes in your match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The fixers, you've become quite close with them, and what's the relationship like with those guys?
They do exactly what they're hired to do.
Yeah, it's probably paying them.
Exactly.
Come on, catch up.
Well, I mean, I did. It seems like, I mean, just that's a regular paycheck they're getting from Colby Carino. It's just it's nice. I didn't know if you guys have got to become friends by now. Like they're everywhere you go, and especially you mentioned your dad, another man who's just like your dad, George South over on NWA USA. You guys have been having some beef, and the fixers seem to show up and have stuff to say to George and kind of get involved in that situation too.
Yeah, and Wrecking Ball tried to handle George, but he still wants to butt his nose into my business. Came out and I was trying to just have a nice interview, trying to say my piece. She attacks me with a chair. He's an unhinged, deranged old man. That's really all he is.
Well, there's a lot going on, obviously a lot to talk about, but we talk about the fixers, we talk about big paydays. We haven't mentioned yet this upcoming team war that it appears you guys are going to be teamed up together with a payday of 30 grand. Is that something you've talked about with them? What's the arrangement for that? How are you feeling going into to this team war?
I discussed it a little bit on NWA Power, but the money's not important to us. I could double the fixer's pay. I would still have $20,000 left over for me. Money ain't a real ain't the factor in the team war here for us. We're here to make a statement. The Fixers are a relatively new team to the NWA. We need a strap down, and we need to beat Strictly Business, the tag team champions. La Rebellion, is that how you say it? I'm not good with Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and
sounded good.
And that old team from ROH, that OGK, and that other dude, or gentleman, or whatever it is.
Yeah. The Savage Gentleman. That's a good point. Will's bringing that up, and the weird part here is I guess we shouldn't overlook this other part, is that all of this is happening. We know this is all coming up, but this coming weekend, you've got a big match at NWA Power Trip, February 12th on Saturday. You're taking on Rhett Titus. Now, that's a match I'm excited for. It seems like the two of you, it's a match I never even knew I needed to see until it was advertised for Power Trip. And now I'm like, that's one of the top matches I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's also my top match I'm looking forward to this weekend too. But this is actually my first 2 out of 3 falls match. So
really,
yes,
very interesting.
But I was going through GageMatch.com, and I don't think Rhett Titus has ever had a 2 out of 3 falls match either. So I don't think he's got like an advantage over me or nothing.
Yeah. Got to do your research, fellas. Got to analytics, statistics. That's what you got to do.
I've grown up watching wrestling. Like I've grown up watching Rhett. Like me and him used to travel 30 hours in a car, driving the ring to shows every weekend. Like I've learned so much from Rhett, but I think it's time that he learns a little bit from me. It don't matter if he's the ROH TV champion or whatever. He can't just walk into the NWA and expect that to mean nothing. You know,
you've kind of made it
the NWA, and I'm happy to show him that.
I was about to say, you've kind of made this your house. I mean, you've been around a while, and now you seem to have found a home here in the National Wrestling Alliance, and so you seem to be the standard bearer. People have to measure up to Colby Corino when they walk in.
Exactly, and I feel like in Rhett's case specifically, like that's a dynamic he may not be used to, and like other guys like Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. This ain't the first time I've shared locker rooms with them. But this is the first time I think I've been above them in a locker room. And I think they know that too.
Ooh. Them fighting words.
Yeah, spicy.
Or
all right.
I'm just going to instigate and tell everybody it is. I mean, either way. Yeah.
Well, Colby, thank you so much for stopping by, man. We appreciate your time. And did you guys have anything else you wanted to run by Colby while he's here?
Yeah, get your questions now. My time's very valuable.
No, man. Get back to watching film and getting your analytics and statistics ready for old addicted to Rhett Titus. Don't let us hold you up.
Addicted to Rhett
Titus. If you happen when we're in Oak Grove, if a errant chair shot happens to go towards Danny Deals, I don't think anybody here will complain.
Hey,
no,
a lot of things happen. There's a lot of corners in that Oak Grove. It's a very windy building. I've been there before.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. You win the match, and make sure you get an NWA USA shirt. There you go. Huh? No chair shots.
Hey,
that's like the
I can do. If you give me one of those hoodies, I will watch your back all night. I promise you.
Everyone's for hire.
If you're not following Colby Corino on the Twitter and Instagram, it's just at Colby. It's at Colby.Corino, right?
It's at Colby Corino on Twitter, and then on Instagram, it's at Colby.Corino. Because I guess some little girl got at Colby Corino. And hasn't been active in years. Need to go about tracking her down.
Yeah, hate when that happens. A lot of people in the chat are
right after this. Actually, seems like a job for them.
That does seem like a job. Send the fixers to harass a little girl. That would be great. I see a lot of people in the chat happy you're here, Colby, and they're saying you're the future junior heavyweight champion. So you got some fans out there.
People of good taste.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you so much for your time, sir. We appreciate you being here and stopping by.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
All right, later. All right, well, Colby Corino there joining us. It was good to see him. And, well, I say this, like, Colby is really established himself in the National Wrestling Alliance. It's almost like no matter what happens here, it's home field advantage for Colby. It seems like going into something like this.
Yeah, especially with the fixers involved, and they've, we know they're hired help, but I mean they've gelled pretty well, and they like Colby. Colby likes them. So it seems like a good setup, good partnership. But yeah, Colby, you mentioned it. I mean, I remember like it was yesterday. His debut in the NWA, and we were all really excited, and he kind of caught our attention, and now it seems like just overnight, like you said, he's become kind of the standard, at least in that junior heavyweight division, and even beyond. He's had some really big matches, and he's just kind of become an NWA staple, and kind of has his own place carved out. So it's really interesting. I'm really intrigued by this 2 out of 3 falls match, especially now knowing that this is his first one, possibly Rhett Titus's first one. I mean, there's a whole different mindset you have to have going into a 2 out of 3 matches. It's not just a bell rings and you go to the finish line. You got to go to the finish line twice. So it's a little bit different. So this will be a situation we haven't really seen Colby in yet.
All right.
I'm undefeated on 2 out of 3 matches.
How many of you had of those, Danny?
It's countless. I don't know. I got to look in the Deal Encyclopedia and look it up. It's been a long time.
Well, we did mention this in the chat, but it's worth, with the chat with Colby, there is a big event coming up in Oak Grove, Kentucky on February the 12th. It is NWA Power Trip. And if you haven't already heard about that, well, there's a lot going on at this show, and this is next Saturday.
Wrestling fans, join us Saturday, February 12th, as the National Wrestling Alliance returns to Oak Grove, Kentucky for a special edition of NWA Power that we're calling NWA Power Trip. Here's a quick preview of our evening at Valor Hall. Kylie Ray faces NWA Women's Invitational winner Chelsea Green. Colby Carino wrestles Rhett Titus in a 2 out of 3 falls match. The OGK battles the Fixers in a Kentucky Sweethearts brawl. Idolmania Sports Management takes on the team of the Ill-Begotten, Mims, and the Masked Scion. Anthony Mayweather challenges Chris Adonis for the NWA National title. The National Treasure Nick Aldis faces former friend turned bitter enemy Tom Latimer in an I Quit match. Camille defends her NWA Women's World Championship against Taryn Terrell. Hope attempts to get payback on Mike Knox. And just added in her main event, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Trevor Murdoch will defend the 10 pounds of gold against Matt Cardona. For tickets, visit NWATix.com. That's NWATIX.com.
Yeah, I like those ill-begotten. But
those guys are good. They seem like your kind of people.
now, what is that supposed to mean? That means they're the best kind of people. But we need what's going on here?
Oh, well, I was just saying. Well, yeah, the music's louder than I expected. I thought it was you. You were just rocking.
Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't played guitar in a few years, but I was a shredder at one point. But can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, man. I just want
to make sure you weren't over there and smacking lighters. But I think we need to. I need your. Who's got the winner in the world title? What do you guys think?
Oh,
well, that's a good question. That's why the music was playing. We could hear you, Danny. We wanted to definitely talk about this show. This is a big deal, NWA Power Trip, and like you're saying, headlined there by a huge main event when Trevor Murdoch defends against Matt Cardona. This match was just made. Trevor Murdoch defending successfully on NWA Power against Mike Knox. He earned his spot, and then immediately after, President William Patrick Corgan making this title match. I personally am of the mind that Matt Cardona is not realizing what he's stepping into. He's talked a big game and he's been all over the world, and I get it. Matt Cardona is a great professional wrestler, but when it comes to our champ, Trevor Murdoch's the champ for a reason. He's one of the toughest men out there, and I think Matt Cardona is going to find that out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you just said, Gary. I mean, I don't know that I'm as certain as you are. I do have a lot of faith in Trevor Murdoch. I mean, we have been there front row for his rise to the top of the mountain where he is now. And so, I think he can definitely maintain that. But I just feel like Matt Cardona is a wild card, man. He comes in, he's been all over. He's got a little bit of a different style than what we're used to, even though the NWA really has all kind of different styles of competitors. But I don't know. It's one of those things where, if he gets in there and gets the upper hand, it could go either way.
Danny? Got Cardona.
You got Cardona. Okay.
I got Cardona.
What makes you say that? Any particular reason? You just think he's got what it takes to take down the world champ?
I'm not going to reveal my trade secrets like Jimmy the Greek or anything. I'm just saying. I got a hunch.
Okay.
I feel like there's an upset here, right? Could be an upset, like Cardona's the Bengals and Murdoch's the Chiefs. I don't know.
All right. Well, fair enough. Let's see. We know that also at NWA Power Trip, Velvet Sky, Tim Storm, and Joe Galley are going to be there. Danny, what do you have to do to get on that commentary team? Just curious. I'd figured we'd see you by now.
I might have to Tanya Harding old Tim Storm and get him out of there. I don't know. He's still a menace. I have not forgotten when he hospitalized me for a year.
Well, I mean, you did dress up as his mother.
Listen, guys, let's not. We don't need the details. All it is, it was a brutal assault on television. And a bunch of people applauded, and everybody should be arrested that clapped for that.
All right. Well, in the chat there, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you tell us Matt Cardona, Tim Storm. Just throwing this in there. I saw some people talking about it. We want to make sure to include you all there. And Scott saying this weekend, Cardona finally gets shut up.
Whoa!
Yeah,
maybe.
Big talk.
Yeah. Now, so there's one thing that I'll weigh in on. I don't think even if Trevor walks out still the champion, that's necessarily going to shut up Matt Cardona. But at least that'll get us in the right direction.
We're not doing game picks here. What else we got? Camille and.
Oh yeah, we got more. I was actually going to pull up this. I know you like a good quality women's match, and the women's title is on the line as Camille takes on Taryn Terrell. And we haven't seen Taryn Terrell in the ring too much in NWA. She's been managing her people, Genocide and Pale Blaze, but
she's been busy. She's busy.
Yeah. Well, and who could blame her? Now, if you follow her on Instagram, you see every day like she's busting her up, like working out, getting ready. She's taking this very seriously. I'll give her that. So, Danny, I got to ask you, who do you think? You think this is the person that finally takes down Camille?
Well, I love Taryn Terrell, and she's no slouch. But, yeah, why not? Why not? I'm going upset week here. That's it.
Man. Well, I'll stick with, what I've said all along. And, I don't know that there's anybody right now that can stop Camille. I think there's some ladies that are working their way up to there. But, I will say this about Taryn. She hasn't been in the ring as much, but she hasn't been away from wrestling. She hasn't been, off doing something else. She's very much had her mind in the game and, associating herself with Genocide and Pale Blaze. And so, I mean, it's not like she's been completely out of practice. So I feel like, it's easy to maybe write her off because she hasn't been in competition in a while, but I don't think that's enough to truly, totally pull her out of the equation. I think it's going to be a good match, but yeah, like I've said, at the end of the day, I just feel like, Camille is truly unbeatable right now.
Well, I think that there's nobody in our chat so far that is choosing Taryn over this one. Polka Dot, Pam, Caps, Bobby.
Yeah, it was kind of mean, Pam, saying she's going to kill her. Come on.
So get your bets in now with Danny Deals.
Who else we got?
Well, another big one. If you want to stick to women's matches, I mean, right now, this is a huge one for me. Chelsea Green versus Kylie Ray, two of the top women's competitors in the business right now. Who you got, Will? I'm going to throw to you first on that one.
Oh, man, this truly is maybe the toughest match on the card for me to call. My heart says Kylie. but my head says Chelsea. I mean, the last time we saw Chelsea, she was winning the Women's Invitational Cup at Empower back in St. Louis. And so, she won that. She had a title shot against Camille and gave her a pretty good fight, even though she came up on the losing end of that. And so I feel like Chelsea's coming back after a few months with something to prove. And if she comes in with that same momentum that she had at the Women's Invitational and Empower, I think she's going to come out on top in this one.
Well, what's the gig, Danny? I know.
Well,
this is a tough one for you.
I have not forgotten that the fine people of St. Louis cheered Kylie Rae over me in as far as who's more jacked and has a better jacket and all that. But I will say, of course, my sugar pop, Chelsea. Although it'll be close if don't take the points, and if you only take it if you can get a straight up gig. But of course, Chelsea, I mean, is one of the greatest female wrestlers walking the planet. I mean, how could we pick against her? It's impossible.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're Bobby over here, Kylie Rae is who he's picking. Hitman is picking Hot Mess.
Oh, yes, you were split here. There you go,
yeah.
Hitman. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Polka Dot Pam is all about the Hot Mess. And yeah, original Dizzy D going out on a limb saying Velvet Sky's getting involved, I think. So
you never know. She might just get fed up behind the commentary table, hit the ring.
There you go. At any point, that could happen. We mentioned Colby versus Rhett before when Colby was on here. Curious what you guys are thinking on this one. You think Rhett has a chance, or is our very own Colby Garrido going to send him back to where he came from?
I think old Colby Jack would be a little too bitter for Rhett Titus.
Yeah, I think Colby's going to come out of this one with 2 falls. I do think it's probably going to go to the 3rd fall. That'll be my prediction for this match. I feel like, whoever gets that first fall, the other guy is going to come back, with vengeance on his mind. And these are 2 tough competitors. And I think Rhett Titus, really wants to establish himself in the NWA, and I think this is a chance to do that. But yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, I think it's home field advantage for Colby Carino, and he's going to come out with the first 2 or the 2 falls that will give him the win in this.
What kind of guy would I be if I picked against our special guest and the home team? So I'm gonna roll with Colby on this one as well. Well, what about Colby's guys, the Fixers, and the OGK going no DQ, falls count anywhere. It's a Kentucky Sweethearts brawl. This is going to be a big one. And if you remember, Danny, I know you were there. Will, I know you were there. These teams both made their NWA debuts at Valor Hall at Oak Grove, Kentucky. So a bit of a homecoming here. And in that situation, the Fixers had already won a match, and then the OGK showed up, and the OGK managed to beat them. And so obviously the Fixers are going to want a measure of revenge here. And just wondering, do you guys think they can get it? Danny, how are you feeling about this one?
Well, Bennett stole my chair, so he's got heat with me. But I do believe that I will have to say, I will be unbiased, that I do believe that the OGK, if it was a buffet battle royal, I think the Fixers all day. But I just think that I think OGK. We're gonna go with OGK. They're from Boston. They might got a little Brady in them. They might be able to pull it off.
All right, Chucky's betting against you with the Fixers. What about you, Will?
Yeah, this one's tough for me because anytime you have a no DQ falls count anywhere, I have no idea what Kentucky Sweethearts brawl is. But anytime you have a match with a stipulation like a no DQ falls count anywhere, you kind of look to see who that benefits more. And I just really don't know. I don't know if that means that the Fixers will have an advantage because they can be more brutal. And we've seen these guys in some empty arena matches really utilizing, chairs and everything around. And the OGK primarily, they shine in the ring. They're great professional wrestlers, but they do have a mean streak. If you've followed OGK at all, I mean, these guys can be brutal, and they've been in matches like that all over the world. So, it really is a toss-up for me at the end of the day, but I would lean, as Danny's saying, towards OGK. I just feel like they'll and it might be just an endurance thing. Maybe they'll just outlast the Fixers. Maybe they're a little a little more in the cardio department, and so they'll be kind of the last men standing. But I think OGK will take it.
I will say I didn't realize that it was false count anywhere. That kind of favors the fixers, but I'm going to stick with the OGK. I just saw the sweetheart thing and thought maybe they were going to exchange Valentines or something, but I'm still going to go with the OGK there.
That's true. It's a couple. This will be a couple of days before.
Go down a
Valentine's
pole
Day.
match. All right, there you go.
That's what Chucky's saying in the chat.
All right.
Well, that's definitely the
Take his word
fixers.
for it.
Caps, the fixers are going to whoop OGK. OGK, no chance. Now, our chat room's split on this. But Chucky got jokes today in the chat room.
Substitute pig. Well, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah. I remember reading that in the National Wrestling Alliance rule book.
Yeah. That was definitely there was an almanac or two. I don't know. Colby mentioned cagematch.com. That's probably where it's at.
Probably.
All right, another big match that's happening while we're running through Power Trip here. How about this one? 8-man tag team action as Idolmania Sports Management in conjunction with Church's Money Enterprises. It's Tyrus, Black G's, Marche Rocket, and Jordan Clearwater taking on Team Scion over here, along with his buddies in the ill-begotten Alex Taylor and Rush Freeman, and of course, one of our faves here, Big Strong Mims. Of course, this is a conjunction with Tried and True, so a lot of these folks, it feels like that's a home team right there if you've ever had one. But I'm curious, Will, I'll throw to you first, just on this one. How you feeling about this one?
At the end of the day, this might not be the most popular pick, but I feel like Idolmania is going to come out just because of the teamwork. I mean, these guys, they ride together. They do everything together. I mean, this is a tightly knit team. You can see it when they're out at the podium. You can see it when they're hanging out backstage. And in a match like this, an 8-man tag match, that teamwork, I think even more so than in just a regular tag team match, is going to be a key factor. And so I think that those guys are going to work together better. I think it's going to be close. And I think you're right. I think, guys like Rush Freeman and Mims and Alex Taylor, these guys are going to be wrestling in front of a lot of family and friends and people that are fans of theirs. But it's going to come down to teamwork, who can work the best as a team. And I think Idolmania is going to do that.
Alex Taylor's in the chat trying to make a deal, Danny.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Oh, okay.
Freeman and Taylor are going to wrestle in front of millions of fans anywhere they go anyway. They've got them all over the place. I do believe, Austin Idol is a mastermind. He's I do think he'll have his unit ready to go. They already have their first 10 plays scripted and all that kind of stuff. So I think that they're going to win, but it will be no fault of Freeman and Taylor's, actually. Those guys are they deserve better. But yeah, I got my eyes on those two. But I do believe Idol's crew come out on top. I just think they're too well coached, And
it's hard not to see Tyrus as an X factor in this match. I mean, you look at everyone involved. You've got the world television champion here. That's got to be a big factor leaning towards Idolmania.
Yeah, Black G's is jacked. Marche, the JT, even Clearwater,
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. It's good.
I agree. It's hard to bet against Idolmania, but if anybody could do it, Team Scion there is a strong force to go against them. But yeah, it looks like the chat's leaning pretty heavily towards Team Tyrus there with Austin Idol in their corner.
They've been together too long. It's teamwork. It's a team.
Yeah. All right. Well, actually, now that we're mentioning this, would be a good time as any to talk about as far as Idolmania Sports Management. We tried to get a word with them and get them on the show this week, and I wanted to talk to Tyrus about some of the title defenses he's had so far with the TV title. And, you know what? I'll just throw to the clip and show you exactly how that went. Hey, Tyrus.
Yo.
Hey, we want to talk to you about your title defenses here. I was just wondering if you wanted to come over here and
We'll talk about title defenses later, but you guys want to see something really cool?
Okay.
You guys want to be the first?
Yeah.
Big reveal?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come walk this way. You guys are going to love this. You guys are in for such a treat.
We love exclusives.
Exclusive breaking news. Yo, GZ. I got the press, dog. I got the press.
Whoa. They paid you, right?
Yeah,
we
good.
They paid you,
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, come on.
Come on here, fellas.
Wait. Come on around.
Hey, we go. Hey, that'll do. Thank you, young man. That'll do. Thank you. All right.
Hold on. Quiet down. Simmer down.
You guys are going to love this.
You're gonna love this. Keep it quiet while he takes his robe off and shows you what pure gold.
I told you! Right on! Look at that! All right, put it away! That's enough!
That's a young Peter North right there.
That's enough!
That's a young Peter North right there.
I love it! Aren't you glad you asked me the question?
Yeah. Let us go.
Woo!
I've been in here sportsman. Purse money enterprise. Where we can show you and we can tell you. We can show you and we can tell you. We can show you and we can tell you.
That's it.
Well, the divorce rate just went up in the chat.
Oh man,
Mothers, shout out.
So it didn't go as planned, but I don't know. The chat seems into it. So Cap's thinking Jordan Clearwater is money, pure gold. Actually,
that's right.
All right. Well, so
what
anyway,
else we got on that show? I feel like we haven't done all the picks.
Back to the card. You don't want to watch that clip again?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right. Well, another big match that's on that card is going to be an I Quit match with Nick Aldis and Tom Latimer going head to head. This one, man, fellas, this is a toss-up for me. I have no idea what's going to happen in this. I cannot imagine either one of these men saying I quit.
Yeah, I can't either. It's almost impossible for me to make a pick in this match as we've been doing. It's going to depend on which version of each of these men shows up in Oak Grove, Kentucky. I mean, if Nick Aldis is at his best, I mean, obviously, he's unbeatable. I mean, he was the longest reigning world champion of our lifetime. But then you've got Tom Latimer, man. I mean, he is there's so much personal animosity and anger here. If he shows up and he's on his game, it's going to be a tough ride for Nick Aldis. So I just don't know. I'm anxious and a little bit scared to see this match and to see what happens after this, but we're going to find out on Saturday.
I'm going to take Latimer and the points. That boy's crazy.
He's crazy.
But I'm just saying. I know old Thomas very well. Known him for probably a decade. He's crazy. So that's all I'm saying. He ain't going to say, "I quit." That's not going to happen. So
you think an I Quit match really favors Tom Latimer and
because he's nuts.
What he's bringing?
He's nuts.
Fair point.
So, I mean, do they have to say it, or what if Nick just gets, passes out or gets laid out or something? Or
that's a good question.
I don't know. I'm just taking that.
It is a good question, and Caps in here saying Tom Latimer wins with the help of Chris Adonis. That makes me wonder. I mean, is that besides just being crazy? Yeah, Tom Latimer is also a member of Strictly Business, Nick Aldis' former team.
They would never do anything underhanded. Christopher's got his own match anyway. He's got stuff to deal with.
Man, it's like Doc's here.
It sure is. It sure is. But speaking of that match, Chris Adonis has his very own national championship on the line here in a big match against Anthony Crimson Mayweather. And wow, that's going to be a hoss fight right there. And this is Tried and True Pro sponsored event. So this is, Crimson's home turf. As much as you can get that. I know I keep bringing that up, but I do believe in some home field advantage, and he got a big one here. What are you thinking here? Is this the day that Chris Adonis drops that national title?
Well, I'd like to first point out that I am the biggest draw in the history of Tried and True Pro before we go any further. But I'm going to go with Adonis here. No point spread, but I'm going to go with Adonis. The guy's, he's jacked, headlocks a finish. I mean, what do you want? So I'm going to go with Chris, and he's a fighting champion, by the way. So he's turned down no challenges yet. So I just think Chris Adonis.
Yeah, I want to agree with you, Mr. Deals. I do. I do think Chris Adonis is a deserving national champion, despite whether or not I'm a fan of his or Strictly Business. I just think that Anthony Mayweather is going to come into this with the most to prove. And I think with his streak of bad luck lately, run-ins with Jax Dane, now this lawsuit he's got going on, I think he's just going to take out all his aggression in the ring against Chris Adonis, and this might be a turning point for him, and he comes out as the new national champion. That may be wishful thinking, but yeah, that's what I'm going to stick with.
Mayweather comped you a ticket, didn't he? That's what happened.
He did.
What if I give you a koozie? You pick Adonis?
I've got enough koozies.
Chat room's heavily favoring Chris Adonis in this one to retain. It should have known Polka Dot Pam. I think her biggest crush in life is Chris Adonis, so it doesn't surprise me.
I thought it was me
a bit. No, listen to here. Conference chicanery says NWA won't post my comments on their video feed. No wonder nobody pays attention. Y'all are too scared of the heat. Ain't nobody scared. Nah. Well, but yeah, original Dizzy D saying this will be Adonis's biggest challenge yet. So,
well, have you been ignoring their posts?
I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen anything. So I don't. Okay. No, I would never.
I can't see any from where I'm at unless you post them.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, well then also, how about Pope
there you go.
Is making
Battleground's got me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Battleground podcast.
Battleground, yeah, he's a homer.
With you.
Yeah. All right. Well, then what I was going to mention there is Pope making his big return since being injured at the hands of Matt Cardona and Mike Knox at Hard Times 2. And he gets to take on Mike Knox. Mike Knox, big 300-pound Mike Knox. I mean, Pope coming off that injury, you got to think, is he fully healed? Is he ready? This is going to be a tough challenge for the Pope. But I'm curious what you think, Will.
Yeah, that's the big question. Is he going to be ready? I mean, he took a hard hit, and we haven't seen him in the ring since Hard Times 2. It was really unfortunate, and we've all been really concerned. I'm glad that he is cleared to come back, and will be there on Saturday. Mike Knox, man, that's an uphill challenge for him. Mike Knox has also lost a couple of matches. He's lost 2 straight world title matches. So, he might have some pent up anger there. And so it's going to be a lot of animosity in this match. If I have to make a prediction, if Pope is 100%, which I think he would be, or he probably wouldn't be getting back in the ring, I think Pope takes this one.
Well, I'll just say, number one, I will fax. I have faxed, and I'm waiting to hear back. I believe that Knox was cheated in one of those title matches. But I will say that even though old Pope Daddy is undefeated in 99 boxing matches, I think coming off the injury, I've got to give the edge to Michael Knox.
Michael, all right.
I do love that you go with Michael. And Run DMG, you're right, man. This is a good card, a big card, and you can still get select tickets right now over at nwatix.com for NWA Powerrr Trip. And I don't know, it's going to be tough. People are torn on this one. I love the Pope, and but I'm with Deals too. This is going to be a big challenge for him to overcome. So we'll see this Saturday at NWA Powerrr Trip.
We'll see.
We will see.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you don't gotta get crazy. That's all good.
All right.
You know?
Fine. Well,
And
all right.
Candy and I will make sure that some of the new NWA swag will be there in attendance. So of course you go to the nationalwrestlingalliance.com to the shop and get you some. Or if you're going to be in attendance, we're going to have some there too. If there's what's left, we're going to make sure that it's there. We're for the people. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about.
That's right. Danny Deal's going to hook you up if you go to Oak Grove, Kentucky. We're talking about Oak Grove a lot, but then the other big thing that happened is, I mean, we've got to pay attention a little bit to the return of another huge event for the National Wrestling Alliance. And you can see, especially after Power Trip, all focus will be on Nashville, Tennessee, as the return of the Crockett Cup happens.
It's back. The NWA presents the return of the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament live on pay-per-view from the historic Nashville Fairgrounds Saturday, March 19th and Sunday, March 20th. 16 teams, 2 nights, 1 massive event. Scheduled to appear are NWA World Tag Team Champions La Rebellion, the Briscoe Brothers, the British Invasion, Strictly Business, and many, many more. Tickets go on sale Friday, February 4th at noon at NWATix.com. That's NWATix.com.
I got the remix version on mine. I don't know if you guys got that with the, the little skip in there. Well, old Kyle Davis, he's always so excited, isn't he? Get your tickets, but you should. Crockett Cup. Who knows? Maybe the deal machine will, bring a team to the Crockett Cup. You never know.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Crockett. Yeah, it's a big deal. The Crockett Cup. Yeah. I'm excited to see who's going to be there. You never know who's going to show up.
Chucky excited about the Briscoes. I mean, that's already like an outside pick right there. Just them boys getting a lot of love on social media and around. They're getting voted into the ROH Hall of Fame this year, and they're coming to the Crockett Cup to take the most prestigious tag tournament in history.
Everybody's coming to the Crockett Cup. Besides, it's in Nashville. Who doesn't want to come to Nashville? Believe me, I live here. There's 900 tourists here every week getting hammered all day. It's a great place. You just drink and eat chicken and hot chicken. Hot chicken. I don't eat hot chicken, but you don't eat the hot chicken, the Nashville hot chicken? No, not the super hot, the stuff that burns your face off. No, Okay. There's levels. There's levels to that. Personally, I like Coco's, which is in West Nashville. They even have a bocce court. It's lovely. But Nashville's a great town. It would be great for the Crockett Cup. It's a 2-day event. Yeah. Will just unplugged because he's on his way here to Nashville. He heard that. He said,
I'm on my way.
That's what happened.
He heard bocce court, and then he was like, "I'm coming.
Let's go, Willie. I need a power hitter. I need a DH."
Oh man, no, that is a great point though, Danny. Is Nashville is an awesome town, and if you're going to travel to any event, I mean, this is the one, the Crockett Cup. This is a big deal. This is, all of the tag teams from around the world want to be a part of the Crockett Cup. Only 16 teams can get in, and then one of those teams is going to win that prestigious trophy. It's, it doesn't get bigger than that as far as tag team wrestling goes.
Yeah, and I have inside knowledge that they are looking all over the place, and I've even I've heard of some teams beating each other up, trying to take each other out so they can take the other one's spot. Slim down the field a little bit. It's going to be it'll be a huge event. Of course, the Deal Machine will be there. Of course, Candy will be there, and that's why everybody will be there because I'm there. But it is a great event. 2 days, yeah, right,
yeah.
So
2 days,
and Will, he apparently really is on his way to Nashville because brother's gone. I don't even see him.
Yeah,
on the
he was
screen
done.
anymore.
He was like, I'm out of here. So all right, well, good, go get him, Will. And he's still got Oak Grove before we get there, but yeah, we know the British Invasion's going to be in there. We know Strictly Business is going to be there. Of course, the tag team champions La Rebellion going to be in there, and then of course them boys, the Briscoes.
Where are them tickets at? Where you get the tickets?
You get those tickets over at NWATix.com. I would suggest getting those now while the getting's good, while you still can, because once Danny Deals gets working, it's those tickets are going to go fast.
So it's over. Yeah. It already is now that I said that Candy and I are going to be there. It's already over.
Yeah, and you don't want just one night. I mean, this is the Crockett Cup. You're gonna come on the first night. You're gonna want to see who wins this thing.
Yeah, you got to see who wins
for the whole journey. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
gonna be huge. But I will say this: not everybody can get to Nashville, and if you can't get to Nashville, your next best bet for this, I think the next best deal is going to be to join up with NWA All Access. $49.99 gets you an annual subscription to NWA All Access over on Fight TV, and you get every single pay-per-view included in that, including first run of NWA Powerrr tomorrow night. A brand new NWA Powerrr comes out. NWA USA on Saturday. So everybody could watch NWA Powerrr on YouTube, but not everybody could see it first. And that's on Tuesday nights at 6:05. So everybody's going to know what's going on Powerrr, what happens next, what's the next step right before Oak Grove, Kentucky between Trevor Murdoch and Matt Cardona. You can find out tomorrow night if you're a member of NWA All Access. And then when the Crockett Cup comes around, you're not going to have to worry about it. When NWA Powerrr Trip airs, you get to see it before anybody else. All on NWA All Access. 2 nights of the Crockett Cup, by the way. That's 2 different pay-per-views, and you get them just as part of this one low price. I mean, this is worth it. There's not a better deal in wrestling, I don't think.
That actually is a really good deal, though. When you think about it, just when you include the 6 pay-per-views alone, right? I mean,
right.
What are we talking about? So that actually is a really good deal. I'm not even having to be the deal machine right now to even put that over. But that is a really good deal. You get both shows, you get them ahead of time, and you get the 6 pay-per-views. What are we talking about? Right?
Yeah.
So
exactly. That's exactly my point. There. It does not get. You don't even need. I mean, everybody needs a little Danny Deals in their life, but you don't need Danny Deals in order to get that deal over on Fight TV.
Yeah.
So make sure you check that out. All right. Well, Danny, I guess Will's never coming back, so I don't know what happened to him.
It's over.
And there he is.
He just did a run-in.
My camera that I was using died, and so I had to switch it out. So, but I'm back. I could hear you the whole time.
I can get you a deal on some batteries or something.
That would be helpful.
All right.
I'm with Scott here. I can't wait to see what other teams are participating in the Crockett Cup. Hey man, you're saying the Briscoes won the last one. Actually, the Briscoes are coming back with a vengeance because they were eliminated in the last one.
Yep.
Actually DQ'd, if I'm not mistaken, because they got a little violent and they wouldn't stop. And
they'd never do that. They'd never do that. That's got to be fake news there.
And it was actually it was Brody Lee and I'm sorry, Brody King, R.I.P. Brody Lee. But it was Brody King, actually, PCO who won not only the Cup in 2019, but the NWA World Tag Team Championships as well. So that was a big deal. Then I just not gonna lie.
And PCO is powered by electricity, though, so it's really not fair.
That's a good point, and it is NWA Powerrr, which gives you the impression there's a lot of electricity around, and so very, very good point. Danny Deals is not buying it.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you guys wanted to cover tonight? I did want to say a shout out and a happy birthday to our friend Bobby in the chat. His birthday was yesterday. Bobby, a big, always here, always supportive on social media and everywhere. Bobby, thank you so much for all of that. So happy birthday to you. And another regular in the chat, Noni McPony. It's actually Noni. I'll get your name right this time. Noni McPony in the chat. If you ever see her and online, she's always around. And she traveled, I think, all the way from, what is it, Australia? Is that where she's from? She's going to be at Powerrr Trip again. So she goes a long way. And her birthday was yesterday. So she's currently over in the States right now waiting for next weekend. So happy birthday, Bobby and Noni.
Man, and we complain about our 1 hour flight to Nashville, so that's a trek.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, Dizzy has been aching for the doc this week. So
he's got a following. He's got a following. He's doing something right.
Yeah,
he's the doc. I mean, what do you want? Right?
He'll be back next week, and he'll be in Oak Grove, Kentucky. So if you want to meet the man himself, NWATix.com.
No,
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
Set up a VIP meet and greet with the doc. How about that? Huh?
That's a good idea. You can probably get a good deal there.
3 people show up probably, but hey.
Oh, well, that's just rude.
Yeah. I like it.
It'll be us 3.
Yeah, it'll be us.
I'll probably be busy. So
we'll not having it. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. This has been a lot of fun. Everybody in the chat, thanks for being around. And we'll go ahead and wrap this thing up. I think we've covered NWA Power Trip. Make sure to get tickets there if you haven't already to Oak Grove. But at least sign up for your NWA All Access so you can catch that and Crockett Cup. More details are going to be coming out about that. I imagine these shows are going to heavily revolve around Crockett Cup going forward. So get ready for that. Hope you're ready for some tag team wrestling. And why not? Because this is one of the biggest events in NWA. It's the Crockett Cup. So I'm excited. Danny, you got anything else for the people before we head out?
New merchandise at the store. Go to the website, nationalwrestlingalliance.com. Hit the store link. Get you some new NWA gear.
All right. And John, and maybe Nani is from Scotland.
So, okay. That's still far too.
Yeah, it's still a further distance than we have to go. So
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again, everybody. You can see our names here. Danny Deals is under Anthony Lacasios as one of his alternate personalities. You can catch him on the interwebs under that name, so look for that. I guess that's legal reasons. It's
actually Lucasio, but that's
Lucasio.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So Lucasio, look him up or don't. You know. Just kidding.
Everybody loves the deal machine.
That's true. Thank you so much for everybody in the chat for being here. We love you guys. And until next week, you all enjoy your gravy cake.